Yeah, man, it's April the 9th, 2024, and this is my gang stalking update. It's early in the morning, and um, I really should just tell you that these gang stalkers are very violent all the time. And I wonder why that is, and they've obviously got some issues to sit on somebody's neural monitoring, meaning like they have their neural monitoring, you don't have yours. They can go on yours and make these unconsensual connections to allow themselves to attack you with broadcast and to be able to connect to you through broadcast in a neurological way. And I can only really conclude that, like, I mean, I get it if somebody was like, wow, this is the coolest thing to be able to do this. And then they did it, and then they did it even for a little while. And then maybe they moved on to a different person, and maybe they just loved it and they went around doing it to different people. But to do it for like many years, even decades, or more than a decade, and to to stay that obsessed with one particular person, that points toward mental problems where they're very abusive and they're fueled by obsession and hatred, and the hatred is fueled by jealousy. And there's only one thing you can really conclude when a gang stalker has stayed obsessed with you and interested in you for that long, to stalk you with broadcast on a neurological and physical torture with broadcast type of level, and to do it for an extended amount of years. They have some psychological problems. They don't love life. They don't love their own life. They don't value their life, and they don't value their time. My particular gang stalkers, it's four, sometimes five, 4 or 5 guys, and it's been the same group. Even when there was more people and other people, it's always been the same group, the same general group. And they've been around now for 11 years that I know of. I mean, into all my devices. For the longest time, I couldn't even keep a device without them just crashing it, or using it to the extent remotely that I couldn't even use it in any kind of productive manner, holding it in my hand physically. And it was like that, especially with Androids and Windows computers and stuff like that, man, where it was just a constant battle with them. And they're still really on everything that I have. One thing, it's kind of silly really, that they were doing recently was, and I went into the systems and completely disabled haptic feedback for systems operations. But they always would, like, I would just be watching a video and I noticed that it was happening for zero reason, no reason whatsoever. I'd just be on my device doing nothing basically, and it would give like a little, that little, just like a little half turn on the vibrate. It's kind of like almost like you clicked a button or something. But I'd just be sitting there watching, and it like grabs your attention, and it was one of them just kept doing that. And then after I started considering what was going on and thinking about it, then they started doing it too much, almost as a sense of like bragging. And that's kind of what these guys that I deal with, that's what they do. They give away a lot of secrets by this mentality of, oh, I can do whatever I want to and you can't stop me, like a bragging thing. Of course you can. You got neural monitoring. You're not a smart, intelligent person that learned how to program any kind of device. You don't work for NASA or Apple. You're just some idiot that happened to get access to neural monitoring and has the availability of programs to run to be able to do anything you want. Okay, you have neural monitoring to physically attack me when you don't like how things are going, or just for whatever reason, because it becomes like a tradition for them. It's just like what we do. And that's what one of them used to say. It's just what we do. It's just what we do. And it does become just this thing that they do. And it's like, it's like If you have like a horrible bad habit, you know, and you don't even like it anymore, and you just do it, and you don't know why, and it just is something that you just do. And it becomes like that with them, with this gang stalking and torture. Like, I can't lay in the bed. It just doesn't matter if I'm 1,000 miles away in a hotel. It doesn't matter if anywhere I'm at. If I try to get comfortable and get some rest, I feel the static type, electricity type movement all over my legs. And then they'll start attacking my genitals, like literally actually attacking my genitals with broadcasts. Sometimes like shocking jolts. They like to put broadcasts all in my neck and stuff in my eyes all the time. I love to steal. Even still, I've talked about all this stuff for years, but they still do the same dumb stuff. They'll put like a little broadcast something in the corner of my eye, and it's like, they want you to sit there and do that or something. And then it's like initially it's like this thing where you don't understand what's going on. But all this was like, 9, 10, 11 years ago for me. Like, I've known what's going on, and they've allowed me to know these things by this whole mentality of brag about it, and I can do whatever I want. And this type of thing where they think they're so cool or like tough guys or something because they can do whatever they want to you. And so that's why I said, like in one of my last videos, how they broke all the rules. Because like for gang stalkers doing this to somebody, it not that it's any better, but it's different, at least, to do it to somebody and have this person confused about what's really going on. But then once the person understands what's going on, and then they came out public talking about it, and they know the general group of people that are doing it, yet they still do it. And this is this confidence level that they have from us having no recourse, okay, where they can physically wage war against us and do horrible things to us and affect our future and our health and our family and everything about our life, and nobody will do anything about it. And historically, throughout time, since the beginning, if somebody attacked you, even in any religion or anything else, it's not evil or wicked to completely get rid of somebody who wishes to cause you harm. It's called self-defense. And now we have this whole facade, this whole fake, you must be crazy, because when else could somebody sit in their bedroom and physically attack somebody that's many miles away, even thousands of miles away around the globe? No other time. Only since we've had satellites in orbit. And now with like over 4,000, probably close to 5,000 or more satellites in orbit, and more all the time. And this whole thing with neural monitoring, it gets to be more all the time. I mean, there's still the new people. You're several every day, 3, 4, 5, 6, sometimes 10 people a day. Lots of people. Sometimes I say that on my videos, and then suddenly, I'll lose 20 subscribers for the next 3 or 4 days because they can do whatever they want, right? And this is account fraud. And why am I not allowed to be comfortable? Why? How come when I lay down in the bed, they have to attack my body physically? Why is it just what they do? What is this obsession? Because they can, and because they're able to get away with it. Because we're not able or allowed to defend ourselves. Because nobody's stopping them. And it's not like you have some force of good who are going around and targeting the evil people or something. And even then, would it be right to not face somebody face to face in reality, in real face to face physical form, if you wanted to settle a dispute with them? Not that I have any disputes with these people, other than I think that they should be put to death legally by capital punishment. That's my dispute. Make the world a better place. Anyway, I'm gonna put out some more stuff soon. I started working on one a little while ago, just like just kind of like a format with almost like a PowerPoint type of format, where I'll put out facts and talk about the things, and just try to give the channel a little bit of an upgrade. And if you don't notice, a lot of times I'll go through and just move 100 videos to the membership levels, and I did that like yesterday. And so if it disappeared on you, sorry. The membership is $1. I'm not ashamed to charge $1 for my thousands of videos. So if you want to, but I still leave about, it's almost 400 videos public, and I think that's plenty enough for people to get very well informed about this form of terrorism and tyranny. But also, I'm doing some studying on light. And as you know, I always talk about this light, and I know it's silly, okay? And I have this, I keep it with me full time, okay? This little flashlight, and I'll just be like, put this light on my body or something where they're attacking me. And it helps. And I cannot emphasize that enough. I'm not trying to sell you a light. If you want me to sell you a light, I can send you a link, okay? But if I'm not trying to sell you a light, go find any LED flashlight. You can get them for nothing, all right? And it's going to help you a lot if they're physically attacking you with broadcasts. And the reason is because it disrupts the broadcast. And people are like, oh, well, how can a light disrupt the broadcast? And I mean, it does. I'm telling you it from experience. And if you want to do some studying, and I'm going to do some and put out some information about it, and but you will easily be able to find that light can interfere with another kind of light, which broadcasts is a form of light that you just can't see. It's all a form of light, all the different waves. And but if you study, even radio stations or anything that has signals, or even sound waves, just waves in general, are affected greatly by light. You get a much better reception at nighttime because there's no light to interfere. So when they're using their broadcast to attack you and you use a light in that area, that's why it stops them from doing that. Of course, they can just put it right back, and you can't hold a light on yourself all day, but I do carry it around with me full time, and it's a little rechargeable light, and I use it religiously, okay, because it helps me to defend myself when they're hurting me very bad, which seems to be all the time. And that's pretty much that's it. So that's my update. That's my gang stalking update right now. And I'll have some more videos coming out real soon. I'm gonna go, and it's like 4 a.m, and I just got off of working at this job, and it's raining out here, and I'm gonna go lay in the bed where they can attack my genitals, I'm sure, and my face and my neck and my arms and all kinds of shocks. And some of the amplification on these broadcasts, it gets more intense. When it doesn't bother you as bad, they'll find new ways to make it hurt more. And it's whatever it takes to bother you. And sadly, they have made their sole purpose in life to bother you, and they're that obsessed. So you're not dealing with stable people, okay? You're dealing with people that got on this neural monitoring, and they became addicted to receiving other people's neurological processes and being able to connect with a broadcast and live elsewhere than their physical self, and able to have the power to attack and hurt people safely from their own home without ever going outside. And they're very abusive with this technology. And it's not all of them. Millions of people have neural monitoring, but there's a certain kind of people. And there's always going to be a certain kind of people with anything. One of the examples I used to use is, we all drive cars. But if somebody wants to go run over 10 people, now this car has become a weapon. They've weaponized this technology. It doesn't make the technology bad, but it's not something that you don't want to have control of when it's based on your neurological frequency. And it has to do with all this broadcast stuff, and they can hurt you real bad and basically take away from your life, from the longevity and from the quality of your life. And not to mention your success and everything else. I want to say they make everything harder, but I can also make the argument that they make you better in many ways. The problem is many of the ways that they make you better, it's not something that you would have normally cared about. And the things that you probably would have cared about, you have to take away from those things because you're consumed with other things that now you have to care about. Now you have to care about being a physicist and a computer scientist and a data analyst and all of these things, when you might just wanted to play a musical instrument or some sports or something like that. And you have to take away from the things you love and give to the things that are necessity, because they've become necessity because of the circumstance that you're in now, from no fault of your own, because some obsessed people decided that you were the one and they had neural monitoring and you didn't, and you can't stop them without going through the process of building the knowledge of these necessities. Anyway, that's all for now. I'll be back again real soon. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate all the support for the channel, and learn as much as you can. Do everything you can and never stop.